Alright, this is the double DIN install for a 92 to 9600 Prelude. Now the first thing you're going to want to do is change the light bulb inside your ashtray, which is this guy right here. Okay, go ahead and change him, stick him in there, because once you do all this, it's going to be impossible to get to him and change him out again. Now, the first thing you really got to do is trim these corners right here. Now the top, you don't have to trim at all. You can see how the top has these little circles cut out. Okay, so those little circles give it enough room for it to slide in. It's just the bottom that has to be trimmed a little bit. You can see where I trimmed right here, and then down there just a little bit. And kind of, I took something round and grounded out the corners to make the corners rounded out. Same thing down here, grounded out right there, and down here on the bottom. As you can see my grind marks. See. Alright, this is the next thing you need, is a steel basket. This measures 103 millimeter by 182 millimeter. And once you have these corners trimmed down here, the basket should slide in there. This basket's universal, so I'm gonna have to do some trimming on it too. Alright, now after the cage is installed, you're gonna want to trim these corners right here on the top and down here on the bottom. So you got 4 of them, 2 on the bottom and 2 on the top. And these are so the international frame will fit in there. It's for the tabs of the frame. And this cage will also fit those little androids you see right here on the corner. These screw holes right here, that's where you can screw into the side of your androids. After you get the cage on, you also want to check your light bulb for your ashtray. Make sure he's in there and he didn't pop or fall out or anything like that. Alright, the next thing to do is take your international frame. Okay, we're going to keep tabs E and I believe G. Yeah, E and G. So you got these bottom tabs down here in the middle. And you got these on the side, E. So after you get your tabs cut off, you can try to stick them in these holes like this. Try to get it fitted on there. Once you get it fitted on there, you're going to realize that it's going to stick out too far. So that means that you basically first you want to get the tabs fitted on there where it'll go in. You know, get these holes cut for the cage so that your tabs will snap in there. And then after you got, you know, your cage, you're done cutting on your cage, you can, you know, start cutting on the frame. But, you know, this is a universal cage, so it has to be cut for it to work. And this is pretty much a universal plastic frame. So, in order to get it to fit flush, you're going to have to trim off the back side of it like I did on this one. And I'll show a little bit, but basically I had to trim a lot off of the back of it down here. But it's going to fit flush. And it's got to fit flush after the cage is installed because this bottom metal is going to take up some gappage. So, alright, after you have your plastic frame fitted and fitting flush, so I got this one fitting pretty flush right here. Okay. But after you do that, your job's pretty much done. You can start shopping around for a radio, because it doesn't matter what kind of double DIN you get, you're going to use this steel basket and probably this frame. And this frame fits the inside diameter of this thread here. You don't have to trim anything on it. Now installing these metal brackets right here on the side of the radio, it has these sharp little teeth right here that stick out. They stick out too far, so you'll have to take a metal file and file these little teeth down. You don't want to file them down too much or you'll run it. but you do have to file them down so it'll be smooth and slide in there. Here you can see I got this screw right here installed. It screws into the back of the radio. I had to drill the hole right there, but yeah, so anyways, it's screwed in there. That screw is going to support the radio and keep it from bouncing and flopping around and everything, and also prevent anybody from stealing it. At least they're not going to be able to just jerk it out of the car, you know. With this screw on the back, I put a piece of tape over it. It's a piece of clear boxing tape. It's just there to keep the screw from vibrating and backing itself out. There you go, Pioneer 120 BT installed. Fits smooth, flush, doesn't stick out. Even down here, it's real flush. This is as flush as I could get it. Of course, you can pick a different brand of stereo that's made like this, and it should fit. And I used those metal clips on the side of the stereo to clip it in there. That's pretty much it. Now it's time to hook it all up in the car.